THING. You just have to stay healthy, put up 28 and 12 like that's an SLN, Kenny. Shaq-like numbers.
Well, got to go get some rings now, young fella.
That'd be something to work on. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brett Perry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. In a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Josh.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Davis and Cousins down low at the 4 and the 5. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt, and it's Kuzma in at the 3. And for the Heat, Adebayo is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Jimmy Butler, and there's Iguodala, and it's Dragic in at the point guard. The trade rumors begin to swirl. To add talent, and sometimes it comes at the expense of team chemistry.
It can, and I think teams who are very, very aware of their potential to be into the playoffs are careful to take over. The additions that they have to make, Kevin, they have to understand that. But how is it that that player comes in? Who does it affect in our locker room?
Or they make a trade or don't make a trade because they're worried about team chemistry.
Exactly. I think again, I'll go back to an addition sometimes into a locker room with just that talent may affect the talent you already have. And if you're really cognizant of that fact, sometimes not making the deal is the best deal to make.
And just tax a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
From the three-point line, he loves getting free from beyond the arc and letting it fly.
Over in the corner, Green, and another 3 for the Lakers.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes very well.
Knocks it loose and stolen by LeBron. Pass to Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
LeBron makes a million decisions a moment out there on the floor. That time, another good one.
And stolen by LeBron. And James throws it down.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And it's the Heat with the ball. After the basket by the Lakers. And a wide open look for Iguodala. And again, it's the Heat missing. And it's the Lakers ball. They're on a 15-3 run. Here's Davis. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Well, a lot of importance placed on outside shooting. And tonight you can see why after that kind of quarter exploding from the perimeter.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it wasn't even close in their last matchup. And their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Miami. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference.
And right now for Miami, they've already become a team you have to stand up and pay attention to. Don't sleep on these guys. They're a dangerous squad.
Well, the reason I think, Greg, they're dangerous is the fact that they're playing with just a ton of confidence right now. The more wins that they can pile up now, the more cohesive they're going to be.
And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
And here's Dragic, following the three-pointer by Anthony Davis.
That's a super play by Dragic, threading the needle perfectly off the screen.
Here's Cousins, and Again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Here's James after the made shot from Goran Dragic. The tray, and LeBron James good for three. James has got 7 points.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D shows it.
That shot wide open.
Nice answer back there. Love to see what they're doing.
Both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
How about the last 5 made shots up in threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Here's Dragic from outside. That shot off. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Magic in Orlando. Shots good by Green.
Sensing he had the defender just a bit off balance there, Green pulls the string on the drive, knocks it down.
Right side, Dragic. It's stolen by Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the game will hang on.
There's the pass to Nunn. To stop the run. And he was able to pull up in time, but doesn't fall. We're at the end of the first quarter. And what a blowout already in this one. Los Angeles on top, running away with this one. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. You learn about Jimmy Butler. Difficult journey to where he is now. But one thing always got him through.
Basketball. That's that. It always took my mind off everything. It always made me smile. I had no cares in the world when I was shooting.
Well, you hear that so often, don't you, Greg? Between those lines can be an escape from the outside world.
And in the end, Butler's obsession became his escape. Maybe why he remained so devoted to the game.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And guys, the Lakers enjoying a nice lead here.
Well, look at the turnover ratio. Look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
And hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just tripling defense.
They go out of Idaho. Myers Leonard is out there with Jimmy Butler. That's Robinson, and it's Nunn in at the one. So that's who Miami starts the second with. A different look for Miami. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Bam Adebayo. And Hero subbed in for Jimmy Butler. LeBron against Robinson. Out to the right wing. Kuzma. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
Pass to Nunn. Kicks it to Olynyk. Launches a 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Now listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Greg, you look at the size and athleticism of DeMarcus Cousins, and you can forget just how skilled he is.
Well, the interesting part about Cousins, and as his career goes on, especially coming off the injury, Kevin, what does he rely on? Well, when he came into the league, as you said, he had that skill set. He's going to rely more and more on that ability to shoot the ball and to still make plays so that he's still an impact player in the NBA.
The first free throw is good. What improvements, Brent, do you like to see out of players going from season 1 to their second season in the league?
Biggest thing, Kevin, turnovers. Player comes into the league, has an opportunity to play, wants to rush things, plays too fast, doesn't have an ability to slow down and make reads. From season 1 to season 2, and given the role and responsibility for that player, when you watch a guy with the ability to take away the mistakes, the simple mistakes he made last year, that's great.
Because it's connected to so many other areas of his game.
Right, and he's not trying to do things that he wasn't capable of doing when he came into the league last year. He's understanding more of where it is that he's best suited in possessions and for that offense.
Good explanation. Here's Hero. A 14-point game for him in the win against Atlanta. And Kuzma slams it in.
Cousins continuing to improve on his defensive awareness and staying active after he clawed away that steal.
Nunn passes to Olynyk. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactics.
Here's Nunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
This is what you get with AD, just an incredibly unique skill set and just dominating right now pretty easily on the offensive end.
Hero passes. Is out of bounds the Heat.
Some 3.5 steals and 3 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Now here's Davis. He had 34 points in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Here's Nunn. They get a hand on it. Kicks it out to Jones. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Davis has got the ball.
Kind of fun to watch AD on these nights start to take over. He's doing that in these sequences.
Here's Nunn. Over by LeBron. Having another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
The game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Here's Nunn. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
James dishes to Green. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Green's got 12.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Well, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Watching that game quarter to quarter, they sped up, they slowed down, but they executed in every facet.
Seconds left to play here in the half.
Would you like to have that matchup, Kevin? I mean, nobody wants to guard LeBron James, let alone 5 guys. Still doesn't do any good.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He ended up with 22 points, 2 steals, and 4 rebounds. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit and move the ball.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been the runner. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Davis and Cousins down low at the 4 in the 5. And it's Kuzma in the small forward. Takes the 3. And another 3 for the Lakers.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
And so it's Iguodala. He'll bring it up for the Heat. And a big show for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis for a time. Well, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing for a lot better.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of Angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans have a lot to celebrate.
Dragic kicks to Butler. Shoots from 14. Dragic with another miss.
Well, with his touch from mid-range, Kevin, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Took him no time at all on that one. Green's got 15 points.
A good balance and squared up shoulders. If there's one thing Green does better than anything else, it's nailing catch-and-shoot Jays.
And the dunk by James.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
Outside Crowder. Back to Butler. Shoots over Kuzma. And the shot is long.
They're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And he's good on the 3 ball.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Dragic kicks to Crowder. Iguodala deciding where to go with it. Butler from outside. And again, it's the Heat missing.
This is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they like their offense in the locker room.
Yeah, I'm not going to give LeBron any more space, but certainly like to see him dunk. How about that throwdown?
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Gets the pass to Butler. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Now a chance to see the NBA leaders in steals. Now you look at LeBron James. Always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, Danny Green.
When you've got those two guys out there, both with such quick hands, one hiccup by a ball handler, and they're off to the races.
Replay angles were interesting. Instant feedback on social media. Talk about the increased pressure now on referees to get every call right.
So many times, Kevin, on nights where you're working games, you sit there for a minute and a minute and a half.
In super slow motion looking at the clock.
And still sometimes hard to get it right.
Very hard.
What I think the league should think about doing with the competition committee is every team in the league should have 3 or 4 cameras that are mounted so that every time there's a replay at any given arena, they have access to the same angles.
For every game.
Every game. Where are most of the times these calls being missed? Where are these calls getting wronged? And how is it that we can implement some technology to help us not only get it right more often, which is the most important thing, but also fair and balanced vision for the referees to have an opportunity to do so?
What an excellent idea. Heroes checked in for the Heat. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And you take a look at Anthony Davis and his frame and think about his rookie year coming in so thin and moved around a lot by bigger, stronger players in the post. No longer the case, as he's put on a ton of muscle to that frame and continues to grow in the strength area along with his confidence. That's helped him out a lot.
And after just one season at Kentucky, the slight build of Davis was a concern in the NBA. And the question was, would his body hold up?
Well, he's answering the question to some degree, Kevin, knowing that it wasn't a one-year process to get stronger and to put on that kind of weight. That just comes with physical maturity. Anthony Davis doing a better job of avoiding places where he might get injured, expanding his game to the perimeter, and hopefully some of those things pay off for his longevity for his career.
Here's Nunn following the basket by LeBron James. Good.
Pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Yeah, I don't think he even sees a taller defender out there, just a gifted scorer. Guys, he can't miss, I swear. He was trying to miss that. He did not miss. That means he can't miss.
Here's Nunn. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. It's stolen by Davis. And finished off by Davis.
How about the instincts defensively? AD skilled at understanding when to go after and use those holes to get steals.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Started.
Seconds left to play in the third. Here's Caruso. Drops in the tray. Caruso's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Stolen by Caldwell Pope from outside the arc. Drills it from outside.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond there.
Pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
And so it's Los Angeles, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. They've had active hands and forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And don't go away. We'll be right back. We reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've got the Hawks ahead of them in their next game, and it's in Atlanta. That puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the floor for Miami, we've got Hero. Myers Leonard is out there with a Linux. Then it's Jones. And it's Nunn in at the 1-2. And here's Morris for three. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Ball's not loose. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Caruso. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Here's Hero. Here's Caldwell Pope. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
The quick feet and hands of Caldwell Pope paying dividends at the defensive end.
Pope loose. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And the shot is good. McGee's got 4 points this quarter.
And really the transition defense starting to let them down.
And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And the slam dunk by McGee.
And that's how you do it. Impressive play, explosive finish.
Yeah, sweet finishes like that, you see everybody get up. Look at the guys on the bench. They're fired up.
Here's Nunn. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options, qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first-year chain-link franchise player. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, did I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, the thing is, they're controlling the pace right now, and if that was the mantra for them at halftime, they've carried it out.
And with a merciful bucket, he snaps a terrific run by the Lakers.
And here's Morris's 3. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat fight with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
Teams all the hard work here tonight, converting into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from LeBron.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing, really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Olenek is checked in for the Heat. Hero comes in for Andre Iguodala. Left in the 4th quarter. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
Morris into the lane. And Morris throws it down.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Dragic, following the bucket by the Lakers. Here's Caruso, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. For three, Hill. The Lakers with the rebound. Smith for three. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
And you know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
We just don't care who's throwing the ball. The ball movement is great. Everybody rebounding, talking. So when you play like that, it's fun to watch. And everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotion. That's all we ask. Coach asked for it, and we did it tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Rick Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports.